Do you like being out in the sun? Is there anything about being in the sun that you don't like? Hello everyone, I'm Kathleen Pelly. Welcome to Journey with Story. Some of you, if you are like me, may have said that yes, you do like being in the sun, but only for a little while, because being out too long in the sun can burn your skin and make you feel very hot and tired, right? Today's story is an old story from West China about a time when there was not one sun in the sky, but 6 suns. Can you imagine that? Let's find out how everyone coped with this. And if you've not already done so, can you please take a moment to rate, review, and share this podcast with others? Now, let's take a journey with how the cockerel got his red crown. Far in the west of China, the Miao tribe's people watched the sun sink behind the rugged mountains of Tibet. And as the shadows lengthen across the sun-baked court, they gather to hear the village storyteller relate again the legends of their tribe. Long, long, long ago, when the world had just been made, this great land had 6 suns instead of one sun shining in the sky. One spring, after the farmers had put in hard weeks of sowing crops, the rains refused to come at their appointed time, and the blazing of the 6 big suns dried up every tender shoot. Now the great Yao was Emperor of China at this time, and when he saw this, he was filled with sorrow. He said to his courtiers, "If the 6 suns continue shining like this, my people will all die." But still, day after day, the 6 suns rose high in the heavens and burned up the crops. Then the 10 wise old elders of the village gathered to discuss what could be done to save their crops. At length one old man said, "The only way is to shoot the suns." When Emperor Yao heard this, he was greatly moved. He sent his courtiers far and wide to select the best archers in the kingdom and to summon them to the court. The archers were strong. Each one carried his great bow slung over his shoulder as he came proudly to serve the great emperor. The people of the village and the 10 wise old men gathered under the burning skies to watch the archers test their skill. As soon as Emperor Yao appeared, they let loose their arrows. But alas, although their bows were strong and their arrows swift, they did not reach even halfway to the 6 suns blazing in the heavens. In great humility then, the archers bowed low before the emperor and said, "However accurately we shoot at them, the suns will remain, for no arrow can reach them." Then from afar came other men to the court and said, "Prince Howie of the neighbouring kingdom is skilled as an archer. Invite him to come." So Emperor Yao again sent forth his heralds and summoned Prince Howie of the neighbouring tribe to the palace. Once again the people thronged under the burning skies, this time to see if the arrows of Howie could reach the suns. When everyone was assembled, Emperor Yao commanded, "Shoot down the 6 suns and save my people." Howie looked at the suns and he lifted his bow. But then he turned sadly to the emperor and said, "The 6 suns are too far away for my slender arrows to reach." Just then, however, Howie saw the 6 bright suns reflected in a pool, and he thought, "It will be just the same to shoot them there." So he drew his bow and his arrow pierced the first sun, which disappeared into the bottom of the pool. He fired again, and the second sun disappeared, then the third and the fourth and the 5th sun. When the 6th sun saw what was happening, he became so scared that he disappeared over the hill. The 10 village elders were quite content that the 6 suns had all been driven away, so the people returned, each to his own mud hut. But when the villagers awakened from their long sleep, there was no next day, for the 6th sun was afraid to come forth from the cave in which he was hiding and shine again on the earth. So the 10 old men gathered again in the darkness to see what could be done. They all decided that they had best find someone to summon the 6th sun out from his hiding place so that there could be a next day. First, they brought a tiger, and he roared and roared to the 6th sun to come out. But the 6th sun only became very angry at his roaring, and he said, "I won't come out." Then they brought a cow, thinking that the gentle lowing of a cow would surely lure the sun forth. But the 6th sun was still angry and sulking, and he said again, "I won't come out, so there." At last, they brought a fine fat cockerel to crow, and the 6th sun listened. And then he said, "What a lovely sound!" And he peeked out over the horizon to see what could be making it. As he peered down at them, the people all saw him, and they shouted glad shouts of welcome and joy. The 6th sun was so pleased that he came out all the way, and then he fashioned a little red crown for the head of the fine fat cockerel. And every morning, since that far-away day, the cockerel wears his red crown when he crows to call forth the sun. Well, maybe the next time you're up early enough to hear the cockerel crow, you will remember this story and be very glad indeed to have only one sun in the sky. Remember, mums and dads, if you want some colouring sheets to accompany our stories, you can download them at www.journeywithstory.com. Just click on the Patreon button and you can find out more there. Cheerio then. Join me next time for Journey with Story. Music and post-production was by Colette Jonas.